Hey everybody, I'm Mickie Giacomini and this is Marshall Goins. Today on Money Matters. Let me tell you, we've got a hot topic, right Marshall?
Yes, we do. I'm so glad you're excited about taxes and
Oh,
giving
I'm
money
not
to your
excited.
kids.
I'm just fuming because today's topic is on, are you helping your kids or are you just helping the IRS get richer?
Yeah.
You know
Ooh,
that
yeah.
burns my biscuits. I'm just telling you, it's like, for those of you out there, I mean, I'm sure you're wondering the same thing. Are you really helping your children out with your generosity? Or are you actually hurting your retirement plan? So if you're like me and you're like, hey, maybe I could retire. And then all of a
Right.
sudden it's like, oh, because I want to do this really nice gift for my
Mhm.
children because I love them so much.
Right.
It's going to keep me from retiring. Hey, it's like,
Right.
well, maybe I don't really like that kid that much. No, I'm just kidding. So, I mean, if you
Yeah.
want to retire, maybe. So what's the
Yeah.
scoop with that?
What's the scoop? Well,
Yes.
these are two separate issues, right? There's the issue of
Oh, yeah.
giving money, right? And then there's the issue of getting taxed, right? So let's
True.
separate them because they're
Okay.
really not actually connected unless you have net worth per spouse over 15 million. Okay, the tax issues.
Spouse over 15 million.
Yeah.
Okay, that's when it becomes an issue.
That's when it becomes an issue as far as taxes, right?
Okay.
So when you give money to your kids,
Mhm.
there's no tax on the money you give to them, right?
Okay.
There's only a reporting requirement above $19,000.
Okay. So I don't get that. I get it, but I don't get it. So
Yeah.
what I'm wondering is
Right.
why do I have to report it if I give my child $20,000, even
Mhm.
though I'm allowed to gift them up to
Right.
if I make 15 million
Right.
dollars,
Right. So what they're doing is they have a reporting requirement, but you're not taxed on the money that you give until you get to the lifetime limit of 15 million per spouse. Okay.
Well, first of all,
yeah, first of all,
I
okay.
just want to put this on record to my children. I don't have 15 million that I'm giving you. So just,
Okay.
Don't worry about that. Mama's
Do your
okay.
children watch the podcast? Do they even watch the podcast?
Oh, of course they do. Because, they're my number one fans, just like your
yeah.
children, right?
Yeah, exactly. So the issue of taxes is not an issue until you get to 15 million, 30 million for a couple, right?
Yeah.
And then the tax rate at that level is 40% of the money above that level. Okay. Yeah. So I was doing a little now, number one, people remember we're not tax advisors here at Clarion Advisors. We're financial advisors. We don't do taxes. We don't do tax planning. We don't do any of that. But it's fun to understand the history of taxes in the US. So the IRS was created in 1916, right? A few years before I was born, you were born, right?
Oh, it was way before me. God, maybe not much before you, but way before me.
And so in at that time, the limit was 5 million. So you had to pay tax on your estate over 5 million. In 2018, they raised it from that low range to $11 million. So what that did, it gave freedom for a lot of people under 11 million. And then as of 2025, 26, it's at 15 million. So what that means is the estate tax is not hitting as many people as it used to back in the early 2000s.
Sure.
Right. So that's good news. Right.
Yeah.
But back to your point is when you give money to your children, you don't have to pay tax on it. Right. But you have to report it because what happens is at some point it might add up to 15 million per spouse. And then you got to pay tax. Okay. Yeah. That's how that works. Okay. So that's the first issue. That's the tax issue.
And I am curious. So those of you watching, are you a give parent or are you a save parent? Are you somebody who, you're like, give? Or are you like, no, I think I'll step back and save and they'll inherit it later or whatever, I'm curious. Put that in the comments. We want to know. And at the end of this podcast, I want you to think about that again and let us know, are you still a give or save parent? But put it in there. That's interesting.
So, so let's talk about that. Give versus save for a future date. Okay.
Yeah.
So
because if we're going to gift, we need to gift responsibly, right?
You give responsibly. And the basic premise is, as a parent, I see situations, people will come in and just meet them where the parents are giving so much to their children, they have nothing left for themselves.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. And there's no guarantee that those kids that they've been given to are going to take them in and take care of them till they're,
that's right,
old and decrepit. Right. So
that's right. And so we're very careful in that situation. A lot of people are sacrificing their financial future to help their kids. You know, like even when their kids are going through, middle school, high school, they're spending a lot of money on private schools and all this stuff, right? And they're not saving for themselves. And so in our mind at Clarion Advisors, it's a strong parent can't help if they've given all their resources to their kids. The idea is to keep your financial house strong so you can continually help, but don't give to the point where you don't have any resources yourself. Okay. Now this is the analogy. Okay. So you've been on airplanes before, right?
Yes.
And they talk about the mask drop down. What do they say?
They say, put your oxygen mask on you first because you can't help anyone around you if you're not breathing.
That's right. So a lot of parents would be putting the mask on their kid and then they pass out.
Exactly.
Okay. This is the same financially. Put your financial mask on first and then take care of your kids.
Because I know we're all wondering what is the biggest mistake you see with people gifting to their children? Is that it? That they give so much that they don't? Or is there another common mistake?
No, I mean that's you see that a lot, but you see it happening when they're younger, when the kids are, like I said, in high school or even, to the college thing. That's the whole decision about how much do we fund college, right? Because now college education, $50,000 a year for 4 or 5 years.
It just can't even, right?
So you have to make a decision. Are we going to sacrifice our entire future? So those are important questions.
It's really a gamble. Sorry. Well, I mean, not everybody's children are scholastically minded and driven. Doesn't mean they're not smart, not intelligent, and not talented. Right. I'm just saying not every person is driven to go and earn their degree or finish trade school or whatever it's going to be in X amount of time that might be a little bit more doable.
Right.
So, it's a gamble.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to cut the cord.
So, take care of your financial house first.
Right.
And then, then that's one thing I talk to couples about a lot. What is your philosophy with your kids? Because in a couple, you may have different philosophies. One spouse might want to just give everything. The other one's like, whoa, hang on. So as a couple, you have to figure out what is our philosophy, right? For education and college. And sometimes it'll be like, they're on their own. When they're 18, forget about them, right? The other one is I have people, their kids are at 30 and they're still fixing stuff on their car for them.
Sure.
Right. So you got to find the right.
Everybody's different.
Everybody's different. I'm not judging. I'm just saying finding the right balance, but take care of yourself first. Now that sounds selfish, doesn't it? Does that sound selfish?
Okay. I see where some may consider that selfish, but I don't. Okay. I don't, because I believe in that. I believe in that analogy because I don't want to be the one who's run out of oxygen trying to help people if I can actually do more help in the long run. Because I put that oxygen mask on myself first and got myself in order, got my financial house in order. Then I can do more good in the long run. So I think it's actually unselfish.
So the way to figure out how much you can give for your kids is actually do financial planning and look at your current assets and then start projecting what your retirement looks like. And then you realize, oh my gosh, we've done so well, we can start to gift to our children over time.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the way. Yeah, that's the way we recommend it. So it's interesting. A lot of people think when you give money to your kids, you got to pay tax on the money you're giving. You actually don't.
Yeah.
Up to 15.
I'm more like, I don't want to worry about having to pay taxes on things that I've already paid taxes for on my money, right? So I'm more like, hey, I have boys, which I know you have boys too. And I'm like, which cherished teddies or precious moments figurines do you want when I pass? And they're like, we do not care, Mom. We do not care. So,
Exactly.
I know, I guess I shouldn't be so hung up on it, but I am hung up on it. And I want to protect my retirement, Marshall. Yeah. So I am hung up on what I consider double taxation. And that is why this topic is so controversial, because I know I am not the only one who thinks this way.
Right.
My money that I have has already been taxed.
I know.
Why is it getting taxed again? Because I give it to my child. That's a bunch of baloney. I just... I lose sleep over it, Marshall. I lose sleep.
Don't do that. Don't lose sleep.
No,
it's a lot better. It's a lot better than it was 20 years ago.
Is
Can
it?
You see that now? Well, yeah, because the threshold was 2 million.
I still don't get it. I still don't want to pay more taxes on money I've paid taxes on.
I know.
I can't get past it. I can't. And I'm not open-minded to it. I know I should be open-minded, but I'm not when it comes to this. This is one topic that just, it incenses me. don't think it's right.
You know, I've been reading a really good book on taxes. It's called Win-Win Tax Strategy.
Oh, sure.
And it's a very interesting book. I'll have to convince you to skim it, because it talks about how we're in a partnership with the government. We're in a partnership with the government.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's certain tax incentives they give us for doing certain things, right? Like buying real estate, right? Interest deduction. And then if you buy an investment property, what do they give you? Depreciation.
Oh, they give you depreciation, yes. So, but
it's huge. Okay, so this book talks about 7 areas where the government wants to partner with you.
Oh, they want to partner with me. They want to partner with me. Partner this, buddy. I don't think so. I don't want to be a partner. I don't want my money
the point
double,
is,
triple, and quadruply taxed. It's not okay. I just can't get past that. Why do they think that they can do that?
Well, it's, you know, it's part of the partnership. Why do they think? Well, number one, they have the authority to do it. Number two, there are ways, once you learn and educate yourself on tax strategy, there are ways to be more efficient and effective with your taxes, like putting money in your 401k.
Yes.
That's one of the 7 strategies, putting money in your retirement plan.
Right.
Buying investment real estate. That's another one.
Another
one is invest in energy, oil wells and stuff like that. See, that's a different way of thinking about it. See, it's a different way of thinking about it, right?
It is. So I mean, and it is so interesting because it comes up even though you're an investment advisor. This is something that you need to talk to like your CPA about, right?
Yeah, but you know, there's a
conversation all the time.
There's like a group, you know, like as your wealth grows, you need your tax people, you need your advisor people, and you need, you know, other advisors in your circle.
You need your team.
You need your team. Exactly.
And you're part of the team.
When I meet people, you know, I always ask them, who does your taxes? Because I want to know, do they do it themselves? Do they work with a CPA? If they're a business owner, who's your bookkeeper? Because there's a lot of synergy to use, you know, to make this work. And it starts to get, you know, I was talking to one of my wealthiest clients today, and he was going to have lunch with his CPA. And I said, we'll talk to him about bonus depreciation on investments because it just got extended. It became permanent. He's like, what? What is bonus depreciation? Okay. So I said, talk to your CPA. I'm not your tax advisor.
Right. And
but I planted the seed. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that is solid advice too, to talk to the right person on your team for those questions. But it comes up all the time. These kinds of questions come up with you as an investment advisor because people they want their money being invested correctly. And they're like, hey, you know, do you know this? Do you know what I can do? You know, because you are so knowledgeable. And that is why people really trust you with these questions. And I mean, you tell me all the time, Mickie, you need to go talk to your CPA. Mickie, go talk to your estate attorney. You do. I know you do all the time. And I'm like, but Marshall, you're my investment advisor.
Right. But see, each of these professionals have a different view on your financial, your estate. They have a different view and a different expertise. And as you become wealthy, you realize, oh my gosh, they have stuff that I need to know that I don't even know I don't know.
Absolutely. It's true.
And so that's why it's so important. So important. So anyway, people call us. We'd love to help you.
Absolutely. And then, you know, I hope that people have been watching through because I know sometimes you are like sharing different kinds of tips and so forth. So one tip is contact your CPA and talk to them about that. And anything else about smart gifting that you can think of that you think is a good policy, if you will?
I would just say understand your own financial life before you start giving the house away.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, because we want to build wealth, not dependency, right? I know. What can I say? Oh, well, thank you so much, Marshall. You've calmed me down just a little bit on this heated topic, and hopefully others feel the same way that, you know, it's like, okay, all right, I know what to do now. And don't have to be as angry about this whole thing like Mickie is. We'll just plan wisely.
Yes, there we go.
That's right. Okay, everybody. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. And we hope that you are subscribing so you don't miss a single episode because Marshall is always mentoring us on money and he always has great tips and great advice. So tune in next time. Thanks so much, everybody. And thank you, Marshall, for joining us.
Thanks, Mickie. Have a good evening.
All right. You too. Bye.